Hey, you're watching the JV Disney Show, where I talk about all things Disney, including updates, rumors, and so much more. If you're as passionate about Disney as I am, this is definitely the show for you. Hi everyone, I'm Justin Vlogging, and if you've been here before, thanks for tuning in, and if you're new, welcome. Now, as you heard by my intro, I'm going to be talking about all things Disney. It's always been a passion of mine. Now, I just want to make this clear. Some things I talk about will be rumors. They're not all facts. But I will tell you if it's a rumor. Otherwise, you can bet I'm telling you true information. Now, without further ado, let's get going. The first thing I want to talk about is the Tron Lightcycle Power Run. This ride is coming to Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. The set date for this ride is 2021 for Disney's 50th anniversary. This ride is an indoor and outdoor roller coaster that simulates being on a Tron Lightcycle. This attraction is based on the Tron movie series that takes riders through their own Lightcycle grid. This ride already exists in Shanghai Disneyland, so if you want to see a full run-through of this attraction, check it out on YouTube. Okay, so I have quite a few things to say about this ride. Now, first, sorry if I got a little quieter, by the way. I had to turn down my mic because, it was up way too much, man. Anyways, so I have a few things to say about this roller coaster. I don't like roller coasters, as weird as it sounds, how much I'm talking about how much I love Disney. I don't really like roller coasters that much. So, it's pretty surprising that I actually would want to ride this, because if you go watch the video, which I recommend doing, either watch it after this video or go to it and then come back to mine. It's a roller coaster, but number one, there's not any flips, which is, I've never done a ride with a flip, and I really don't want to. And then there doesn't seem to be many big drops. There's like a one that looks like, I don't know. I watched one video that weirdly cut out a part that showed a drop, so it went down, but it faded to another scene. So I'm really hoping that drop is not a lot bigger than it seems. I know I sound like a baby almost talking about this. I mean, I try to explain this to my family when they try to get me on rides. I didn't sit here and say that I wanted to choose not to like roller coasters. I just kind of am like that already. So anyways, yeah, I don't like roller coasters, but I really am looking forward to this, just because of number one, how awesome it looks. If you haven't seen the Lightcycles, oh my gosh, I'll put a picture up here. They look so cool. Especially with they look like they're from the movie, straight from the movie. They look amazing, and you also sit in it like a motorcycle as well. So I don't know how comfortable that's gonna be. Honestly, to have your hands on a handlebar the whole time like this and leaning over, I don't know if that's going to be very comfortable or hurt backs or anything like that. But hey, I mean, it's already a ride in Shanghai. I'm not, to my knowledge, I haven't heard anyone really complain about that, so that's okay. But anyways, yeah, it looks so cool. This ride looks amazing. It also shoots you out in the beginning of the ride. There's a indoor part where it counts down, and it's sort of like a rock and roller coaster thing. I've never ridden that, but I've seen videos where it shoots you out. I need to look up the mileage. 1 second. Okay, I just looked it up. It exhilarates from 0 to 57 in 2.8 seconds. That's insane, man. This ride, if you haven't seen the video, looks like it's probably going as fast as that, which I'm sure my eyes are gonna water and everything, but hey, whatever. And also, there's an overhang, if you can see by the picture of the outside. There's this weird overhang because it's an indoor and out ride, indoor and outdoor ride, like I said. And it looks really cool because it shoots you out, and then you pretty much go sideways on your little Lightcycles. I should say big Lightcycles, but whatever. Yeah, so you go outside and you're under this big overhang. It sort of gives me sort of a test track vibe, because if you haven't been to Epcot and ridden test track, if you stand outside of it, you can hear the cars racing by. You'll just be standing there, and then all of a sudden you'll hear vroom, and then you can see it, and it goes so freaking fast. So you can I wonder if while you're in line, if you'll be able to hear, and obviously you'll be able to see it because it goes right over the line. I think they do that sort of thing to make you really pumped up for the ride and see other people having fun, how fast it goes and stuff. So I'm very excited for that. I also want to take a second to talk about the effects on this ride. If you haven't seen the Tron movie, which I haven't, which I don't know if there's somebody that are triggered out there or whatever, but I've never seen it. It's an older movie, so that's probably why. Anyways, but the like there's a scene in the movies whatever, where you're like racing an orange light cycle as well. So as it like goes down on the ride, down one of the drops, I believe, you like turn a corner and it looks like you're like racing an orange one, and that looks super super cool. There are so many cool effects. Like when you're inside, like you don't really see what's going on because it's going so fast, but at the same time you can, like, you can see all the like screens and stuff that make it look all like techno and whatnot, and it looks super super cool. And another thing, like I said, this ride's going into Magic Kingdom. So they're putting it in Tomorrowland. And Tomorrowland is, like, if you don't know, the futuristic like land in Magic Kingdom, and it features like Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger Spin, Carousel of Progress, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, a couple of other things. And the other one that's also there is the Tomorrowland Speedway. Now, my sister, don't come for me. I know you like this ride, and I've already kind of talked about this with you, but I really don't think that the Tomorrowland Speedway should be there. I mean, yeah, it's a cool thing, but like, it's a very outdated ride, in my opinion. It's been there for so freaking long, and it's like Tomorrowland, or like the World of Tomorrow. I don't imagine like gas powered cars, which literally when you walk by there, it's just a smell of like gas and fuel and crap, which it doesn't, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't feel like fit the theme of the World of Tomorrow like another thing would. Like if they made them like actual like racing cars where it was like severely updated, then yeah, I might think that it's okay to keep it there, but I really don't see the need for it. But what they're doing anyways, they're taking part of the Tomorrowland Speedway track and they're moving it over to make room for this Tron ride. So they're pretty much putting it right on top of where the Tomorrowland Speedway part of it was. So they're having to like shift that around. So I guess the Tomorrowland Speedway would have to be closed for a little while. I don't know if it is now. I'm not sure. Hold up. Okay, so I just went and checked on my phone. It's actually not closed right now, which makes me like really surprised, to be honest, because like I don't know how they're doing that, especially with the whole moving of the track and all that. So anyways, enough talk about the Tron ride. Like I said, if you want to see a full run through, just go on YouTube and search Tron Lightcycle Power Run, or just probably Tron Ride is how I find it if I want to watch it. But yeah, so let's move on to the next subject. The second thing I want to talk about is the closing of Epcot's Illuminations Reflections of Earth nighttime fireworks show. This nighttime spectacular just recently closed at Epcot. Illuminations was a show in the middle of the World Showcase Lagoon featuring fireworks, stunning light effects, and a custom song called We Go On. This nighttime show has been closed and is going to be replaced by a new show coming in the future. We just got our first look at this recently. As you can see, some sort of firework boat is riding through the lagoon, and it looks amazing. Okay, so I'm a little upset about this. Like, I'm glad that they're like expanding and maybe coming up with new ideas. And who knows, this next new show could be the best fireworks show I've ever seen ever. So like, who knows? But I still was a fan of, like I said in the last video with the Great Movie Ride, I definitely was a fan of this show. It was very unique, like really unique. Um, my favorite thing I think was there's a globe, as you can see in this photo here, in the middle of the water that like opens up and has like a flame inside of it, and it also closes back, and there's like, I forget how many lights on that thing, like, but it's an outrageous amount of lights just to show like multiple different like scenes from Disney movies and like screens and stuff. Like it looked amazing. And it makes me sad to see that they're closing it because I was such a big fan of this, especially the song. Like my sister literally wanted to get a tattoo that said "We Go On" it, just because like she loves Disney along with me. But I was like, I don't know. I don't think many people are gonna get the reference to that, but she didn't end up getting it anyway. So Like if you go on YouTube right now and search Illuminations Epcot show, um, I I promise you, like the first video or videos that are gonna pop up are people recording it at the last night of Illuminations. I'm sure there were hundreds upon hundreds of people there. Um, because like especially with an event like that on the last night, there's gonna be a lot of people coming from all sorts of places to go watch it because that's how much of a great show it was that everyone cares enough to fly or drive from wherever just to see the final like parts of the show. Um, yeah. Another thing that I'm a little bit upset about is right now that show is gone and they're working on the new one. I'm not sure what the name is yet. I'm sure I can find it somewhere if I dig hard enough and uh my computer or like try to find it or something. But right now it's being temporarily replaced with a show called Epcot Forever, which I believe is supposed to be a much smaller, not as grand and spectacular as Illuminations, but it's supposed to be another fireworks show. But I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna feel like the 4th of July sort of thing because not many people are hyped up about it, especially which I don't really understand because me and my sister have been talking. Disney definitely has the money to continue on with Illuminations until they get this other one ready, I would think. So I mean, I don't really see the need to have a temporary replacement for this. Um, but it's just I don't know, just made me a little upset. All right, now let's get away from the negatives. However, I am still excited for this show. This is supposed to be a new like adaptation. I think it's supposed to have like relatively the same music. Don't quote me on that. I think it is, or it's supposed to be like relatively the same show, but they're adapting it to where each like if you haven't been to Epcot before, there's like the World Showcase Lagoon is like obviously like this big lagoon in the middle of the park, and there's like sections divided off, and each section is a country. Um, the lagoon features Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Italy, the American Adventure, which is just America, Japan, Morocco, France, United Kingdom, and Canada. And this is a huge lagoon. I might put a picture of the lagoon here, so like there you go. Was like, or it still is there. But there's a giant glow right dead in the middle of it. And now this new show is supposed to like the song's gonna be divided, I believe, and it's going to sing it in the language of those countries. So like let's say what Chinese, like there would be parts in the song that are that Norway, Norwegian, or whatever, and also all sorts of other things. So like I'm excited for this new show, and like you saw the picture of the boat. This also, my sister said this. I didn't know this. So if it's wrong, like Taylor, that's on you. But apparently, there in the like 90s, there was a show that also did this with boats and like some weird firework boat thing. That looks really, really cool. The fact that they're literally like pulling fireworks through the sky and they can like make them like loop around and everything else. That looks so amazing, man. Anyway, so that's just my thoughts on the closing of the Illuminations show. One thing I want to mention now that we're done talking about the subjects of today, I was going to do a video of not called Lightcycles and but instead it was going to be Lightcycles and fireworks, or Lightcycles and umbrellas, instead of Lightcycles and fireworks. The umbrellas was supposed to be there was talk about there being a Mary Poppins ride placed in the UK pavilion at Epcot. But I don't think that that's a thing anymore. Like it's set back there. There's supposed to be a ride in the UK, I believe, but it's not supposed to be completely themed around Mary Poppins. So I knew I had to pick a different topic. Anyways, but for now, that'll be it for this episode. This episode has been about the Tron ride coming to Walt Disney World and the new fireworks show coming to Walt Disney World as well. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you know a lot about Disney, just leave a comment down below and tell me you want to be in my podcast. And I will be posting every Sunday. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to y'all later. Just keep swimming.